Hey, what's happening, everyone? Tim from the MBAA here. We are down to our third and final race of the MBAA Enduro Series, the Hawes Enduro. If you've taken a look at the map, you've seen the fun surprise that we have for you this year. We are going to be shuttling from the park and ride over to Bulldog Trailhead to take out some of the pedaling transfer so that we can get a couple of the stages, Puro and High Ridge in there, and you don't have to travel so far by pedaling. So for those, I know that kept a lot of people confused and trying to figure out what the stages were going to be in these couple of weeks before we announced the course here. But if you were very observant, you've noticed that on the emails and on the MBAA website, we had the homegrown logo on all of those, in all of those places, but we're not racing in Tucson. And for those that know, Homegrown Mountain Bike Tours, awesome tour company out of Tucson. They've helped us out in the past at the Tucson Enduro. So you might be thinking, oh, we're not having a race in Tucson. Why are they still a sponsor and part of the race series? So that's why their logo has been on there all season, because we had coordinated with Tara and Homegrown to help out with shuttling. So let's run through the stages, a couple of notes, and then we'll get you out of here. So we'll be starting in the same place again as we have in years past at the Hawes Park and Ride. If you get off at the 202 at Powers Road, the park and ride's basically underneath the 202, and then we are kind of staging or setting up on the south end of the park and ride. So there's coffee and Chipotle and burgers and food and things in the little strip mall over there. And then Action Ride Shop is just across the street, over kind of by the, in the other shopping center by the grocery store. Wanted to give a big shout out to Justin and Tax Learning Network. They are our presenting sponsor for the Hawes Enduro, as well as thanks to Pivot Cycles and Team Charity Case for sponsoring the series. Their financial support really helps make these events possible. And the more money we can bring in from registrations, the more help that we have from sponsors to help cover costs and put on these events, then the more money we can turn around and give out in grants at the end of each year to local organizations, trail projects that we can build more trails, maintain trails. And big shout out to the Hawes Trail Alliance for helping keep the trails in great shape. There were a number of trail work days over the last month, and the Hawes crew did a really nice job with the rains that we had. Things were definitely hit hard over on the east side and in the Hawes trail system specifically. So thanks to all the trail workers and volunteers that went out and helped out with working on the trails. That being said, we will be marking the course on Thursday before the race weekend. So if you go out this weekend, you won't see course markings, but everything's signed very well, so very easy to follow if you're going to go out and pre-ride the course. There is rain in the forecast for this weekend, which will be awesome for the race next weekend. But just keep in mind, if there are big puddles, try not to be out there if it's muddy and sloppy. But if it's a little bit wet and you get caught out there, try to just go straight through the puddles. Try not to deviate and go off in the brush and make new trails and widen the trail. So just keep an eye on the weather for this weekend, but it should be really, really good conditions next weekend. So let's run through our stages. We have, like I said, we'll be starting at the park and ride. You can shuttle over to the start. We'll have the like I said, Homegrown providing shuttles. If you have a van or a team car or a truck and you want to shuttle some of your riders over to the start, that's totally fine. We're not going to announce the start times until next week because it's a little bit hard to know how far to space them out. When we get another 150 people signed up, we don't know if we're going to have 150, 250, 300. So we're going to wait a little bit closer to the race. We had a ton of people in Flag sign up on Saturday and Sunday, and then that kind of bunched up our starts towards the end of the morning, so there was, you know, a little bit of a backup on stage 1 because we had so many more riders come in that we kind of weren't expecting. So awesome to have so many of you out there in flag, but we will wait to announce the start times for this race till next week. So stage 1, you're going to climb up Alp and then hit High Ridge. That'll be a nice, little bit longer stage and nice warm up for you. Then you'll cross over Cactus Nectar, and you will hit Puro. That's been one that we've wanted to get in there for a while. It's been a little bit difficult to get all the way over to that side without having to do a monster pedal. So stage 2 is Puro, and then you'll kind of loop back around up Lance and up Alp, and then you'll be at the start of High Ridge. That'll be stage 3. They'll take you all the way down to the bottom. We'll have an aid station down kind of after Red Mountain, after you finish that stage and you pedal a little bit over to where the kind of the Wild Horse Junction is. And so we'll have water there. Then you'll pedal up Twisted Sister and across over to Mine. And then you'll hit stage 4 Mine, and then you'll pedal back to the venue. So a pretty nice layout for this year's course. Kind of the shortest amount of pedaling you could do to hit, you know, High Ridge, RMR, Puro, and then still kind of be, you know, you're basically hitting the whole mountain without having to pedal over there and don't have to climb up Cactus Garden and things like that, or pedal all the way around Wild Horse. So I appreciate everybody's feedback and suggestions over the years. I know, you know, last year was a little bit hard for a lot of people. Some years it was a super fun course, but, you know, didn't really want to have to pedal that far. So I think we got a nice balance. Now, don't expect to get the shuttles every year at Hawes. This is, you know, this is a treat for this year, but yeah, don't expect to be getting the shuttle every year after this. So hope you have a great weekend out there. Enjoy the extra time to see the course and pre-ride and things like that. If you are a series rider, remember your plastic number plate. Remember to bring that, and then look out for those start times next week to know exactly what time you will start with your category. So thanks everyone. It's been a really fun season. Hope to see you out there, and take care.